You ready, Kyle?
We are ready to go.
Okay, let me turn down. Make sure that I have my ringer off just in case.
Well, we are ready to go here on Sibme What's Up Wednesdays. What is up? What's going on, Brian? What's up? What's happening?
Not too much. I'm so excited. Things are getting a little bit more green in Pennsylvania. This is my first day back in my co-working space, and it's kind of nice to see everybody because I kind of really miss them, and it's good to be back for another What's Up Wednesday. We got an exciting show for you today. We're gonna talk a little bit about some of the things you got cooking, Kyle, and remind everybody about the Better Together conference. And we got a really cool interview with our good friend Peter LeBlanc, principal in DesMoines Public Schools, discussing continuity of professional development on his campus. Go ahead, Kyle. We want to talk about this your first this week's 2-minute drill.
Definitely. Well, I want to say thank you for having me back as a guest again, just filling in for Corey Camp here. But we have some great things going on at Sibme, and what we want to do, we want to make these short, consolidated videos here, just going over some changes and also some cool features that you may be interested in. So within this week here, I released another 2-minute drill here about our Sibme Live feature. A lot of people are excited about our new live feature here going on. So you don't have to worry about, you can stream live within classrooms. If you have to leave a classroom at some time, we can definitely activate that live feature for you here. So without further ado, if we can give a play of that 2-minute drill to showcase our live feature.
There it is.
Awesome, let's go. Hello, all my educators. This is your friend Kyle here at Sibme with your 2-minute drill. Today, I'm going to be going over one of my most frequently asked questions. How easy is it to log on to the Sibme app to record? And do y'all have a live feature? Well, let me tell you, what if I can log into the Sibme app in less than 5 steps? What if I can tell you that? Let me show you how to do that. Just as simple as logging into your Sibme app, selecting which account to select here, and of course, selecting your huddles to which one that you want to record or go live in. And let me show you this here, my friends, just as simple as that. And we are ready to point and shoot and ready to go live, my friends. And I just wanted to show you how easy it is in less than 5 steps to record within the Sibme app. And wow, what can I say? And one thing I always want to recommend and let you all know here with the famous quote is videos is not one more thing. It's not one more initiative, but it's a way to do all things, my friends. So once again, it's your friend Kyle here with the 2-minute drill. Thank y'all, and I look forward to seeing y'all soon.
Yes. That was a great 2-minute drill.
In less than 5 steps, my friend. How easy is that? You don't have to worry about going to check out anything at in the library or anything like that. Just grab what you have, stream live within less than 5 steps, my friends. How easy is that?
It's really easy, and it's going to be very useful. Folks are interested in the live observation and feedback solution because it's helping coaches and instructional leaders give more authentic feedback. They're able to kind of see a clear picture of the room because there's not a new person coming in from outside. That dynamic of our classroom kind of changes when that happens. So this is just another way the Sibme platform gives our customers some flexibility to create better learning at work. So the next thing we have to talk about, I will kind of share here real quick, is our stop share screen. We want to get folks excited about our Better Together conference. Come on.
We got some great things cooking with that Better Together conference, people.
Yeah.
We are excited about this.
So we had approximately 50 breakout sessions submitted to the conference, which we are going through, and we're sending folks their approval back. So we're going to have a lot of great educator discussion in addition to our amazing keynotes Doug Fisher, Elena Aguilar, and Justin Bader of the Principal Center. You can scan this QR code if you're watching this on your laptop. Go ahead, quickly scan, or you can go to info.sibme.com/better together. We'll put that link in the chat. But we have a lot of registrants. I think we're going to be at about 1,000 by the end of the week, and then we got 3 more weeks to go. And the exciting thing is that this is going to be hosted completely in the Sibme platform with our Zoom integration. So get excited for Better Together Transforming Professional Learning, June 29th through the 30th. Next, we've got a really great, he's been a 3-year Sibme principal in Des Moines Public Schools. He is a native of Houston, Texas. And we had a discussion last week about how Sibme helped with his continuity plan for professional learning for his campus. He is a future forward principal. Welcome to the show, Peter LeBlanc.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, Peter, thank you for joining today. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us. How's the weather up in Des Moines today?
It's kind of rainy today, rainy and 57, so it's a gloomy day out here, but we should be a little bit better starting tomorrow.
That's right. The sun is coming out. Summer is upon us, and there's a lot to planning for next year. But you had a lot of plans for your campus this year. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about your campus and some of the objectives y'all have had?
So we went into this school year with our professional development model was going to be, we wanted to place tools in our teachers' hands that they could, anytime we got together and provided PD, we wanted them to walk away with something they could use that next day in their classrooms. And so we put a lot of time and effort in engagement strategies. So we had Kagan come out and do professional development for us there, as well as strategies around chunking our lessons so that students have time to process the information and they're not just sitting and hearing us as adults talk at them all the time. And so with that, what the feedback that we got from our teachers is that we really, really, really want to see other folks do this and see how our peers are doing this and how is this working in classes, in other classes. So we spent a lot of time talking about those things in PLC meetings and things like that. But it's not the same as being in there and seeing it live. And so what Sibme provided for us was a platform for us to have teachers record themselves, and they did some self-reflection on those recordings, and then they did some peer reviews of those recordings. And since we are having sub issues and a hard time finding subs sometimes, this was an ideal solution for us to make those things happen that our teachers were asking for.
I remember your teachers. There were after a couple of years of using Sibme, and there was some discussion. Well, did we want to continue that? They actually like, oh no, this was something we definitely had to have. It added a lot, gave them a lot of flexibility. Felt them. What would you say was some of the biggest things that your teachers really valued in this experience?
They really value just the fact that they can openly open their classroom up to a broader audience, and that it's simple enough that where it's not a ton of steps that they have to go through to make it happen. They do like the fact that they don't have to save it anywhere. They know that it's safe. I mean, that's a big deal to folks, and using up their data and using up their space on their devices that they're using. That's an important piece for people. But the biggest thing is that we know best practice is to allow teachers to see one another in their environment doing their craft. And Teachers want that more and more so that they can then learn and then adapt what they've seen and use it in their own learning spaces and to create their own learning experiences that they're doing for their students. And like I said before, this was just a perfect way for us to allow them to make that happen without us as the administrative team having to sub in all the classrooms all the time. So we could still be in the classrooms and providing feedback on site, on the spot, and things like that, as well as open those classrooms up.
Yeah, that's a great way to mention that, Peter. And when I ask, especially coming into this year, we experienced a lot of changes, and you know that just within in your campus, there's always constantly things going on. But how did Sibme help your faculty and your team manage change?
Well, you know, the biggest change was school closure due to COVID-19, and so what Sibme allowed us to do is to continue our work, even though we weren't at school. So we were still able to move on with a large chunk of our plan for this year because we had those lessons videoed and saved, and teachers did have a way of, we had our platform that we have to use in the district to communicate and have our meetings and everything. And so they were still able to view those videos, get into those classrooms, and still have the conversations that we wanted them to have, even though we weren't able to physically be together. And so had we not done that, we would have been scrambling, trying to figure out what we would have done for professional development when all of this hit. Now, this also really helped our teachers have a sense of comfort when it came to transitioning into that virtual learning space that we eventually moved into due to COVID-19. And so our teachers are learning the power that these kind of video platforms and virtual platforms can have. And I anticipate us doing things very differently as we transition into what school is going to look like in the future.
That's an excellent analysis. I guess you know, and it sounded like all of the professional development you were trying to create for your teachers, that was all inside of Barack Obama's design for, or their definition for professional development, which is research-based within the Every Student Succeed Act. So you know that's the kind of professional development that has classroom impact. Obviously, that's why you chose these kinds of things. And with this change, we have to lean on more virtual strategies. And so anyways, Kyle, do you want to follow up on that?
Yeah, well, I know that especially making that change to the virtual world, I just want to kind of can you imagine the possibilities, what can happen once we get back on the campus, whether if it's face-to-face or blended, since, like you said, your teachers are adapted to utilizing video, used to seeing themselves on video already. So I just want this almost to sit back and imagine, the possibilities, what can happen coming into the next year.
I mean, and quite frankly, we might be forced to do that like beginning in August. And so me and my team, we have to start thinking about, well, what could that look like? And right now we're focused on access and making sure that we're having equitable access for all of our students across our 33,000 students across our district. So that they have access to the learning materials. And then once we do that, and once teachers are providing instruction, if we go from who knows if we're going to have a hybrid model or we're fully back in the brick and mortar school, or we have to go back fully virtually, we are going to have to lean on being in the classroom virtually. And what does that mean? And what does that look like? And so I feel like our teachers have a leg up because they have had that experience of recording themselves and starting to establish that comfort level of recording themselves, because it's a lot different. They're comfortable with another person or people being in their classrooms and observing, but it's a different animal when you have to record yourself and then go back and look at yourself. And it's easy to focus on things that you don't necessarily need to focus on and don't have any impact on the learning experience. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I wore that today. Instead of, oh my gosh, I've got 15 out of 30 kids engaged in my lesson today, you know? So there's a lot of self-discipline and a lot of learning that goes into just those simple pieces too. And so what we're going to have to do moving forward is just continue to let our teachers know that we're okay with the risk taking. We're okay with, I mean, messing. I'm not going to say anybody's doing anything wrong. Messing up or making a mistake is a learning opportunity for us. And if you're not, as someone said the other day, failing forward, then we have some things we need to discuss. But if we're making some mistakes in our hearts in the right spot, and we're really doing what we feel is best for kids, and it doesn't work out, then we look at what about this didn't work out, and let's make those changes there and evolve and get better. So just in this virtual platform, this is going to still allow me as an administrator to get into classrooms through video and provide feedback. And as I'm learning more about what that means and what that looks like from an administrator lens, and how that's going to help support our team and our team of teachers, that's my job, and that's what we're planning to do.
Peter, I want to elaborate something that you mentioned by giving your teachers the tool, and then also failing forward as well. So allowing your teachers to take risks, and ultimately you're taking risks in this, but the outcomes of this, what can happen as far as your teacher leadership, once your teachers really take ownership and their development, the possibilities, and then ultimately it's going to result in student achievement as well. So we're really excited about that, and I'm glad that you mentioned that up. So Brian, I don't know if you want to have any other another question here.
Well, you made your campus nimble this year, and that journey kind of started several years ago when you saw the potential of video coaching and collaboration for your campus as a way to work better together. So just tell me, there are a lot of folks that have been reaching out to Sibme to get adopted for this year because they need to be nimble now. That aha has happened for them. What advice would you offer to first-year implementers of Sibme this year?
Go slow to go fast. We've been doing it 3 years, and we've had to go real slow. We've encountered a lot of bumps in the road, little pushback, but I think we finally, I'm not gonna say got it right, but I think we finally got on the right path. We provided our teachers with tools before they recorded themselves. And so we provided them some resources from Jim Knight's Focus on Teaching book, from the Harvard article. It was in now Leveraging Video for Learning. We gave them some of the insights out of those two documents to help kind of lead and guide their way. And then we made this year all about them. We as administrators we weren't a part of their journey this year. Their journey this year was about them and their peers, because a part of they have to do a peer review each year as part of their professional growth. And so we said, well, why not? We can't get them into the classrooms, but we can surely open it up this way. And so the biggest thing is make sure they know the why behind why you want to have videos come into their learning space. provide them with some supports to support their learning, that support that why, and then go slow to go fast. Let the teachers, let that first year be about the teachers doing self-reflection and some peer reflections together in collaboration around some common goal areas that they want to achieve. So like for us, the only thing that we asked of them was to look at the chunking and look at how we're using those Kagan strategies in the classroom, because those were the focus areas that we had. And you're going to look at it through your own lens, and then you're going to see it through the lens of a partner, and you're going to have a discussion. And we gave them a couple of prompts, and other than that, it was teacher led and it was teacher driven, and that's going to build that capacity within our team, hopefully. And so far, the feedback has said that that was something they appreciated. And they also gave us feedback of some improvements we can make to our process moving forward. And so more frequently doing something like this is something that we heard that we like to do, that our teachers would like to do more of, and seeing different people across grade levels and across contents and things like that. And so just tell them why, give them some support, give them some supporting documents for that why, and then let them go slow to go fast, and you'll be on your way.
Those are some great elements, and especially having a clear reason why. And I think that's when we have a strong why, we're able to rise that priority above a lot of the other things that are competing. Kyle, what are your thoughts?
Definitely, especially the point that you brought up, going slow to go fast, and we look at this here as just like always relate going to the gym when you first working out. It's an exercise. It's going to feel uncomfortable at first, but once you get past that first week, those first couple of days, and then imagine the possibility once it starts picking up, and then you're going to have others that want to join. So we want to think about it just like that, to go slow to go fast. So that's a great way to put that. So Peter, I want to ask this within coming up, we have a lot of things happening around, not only in the education world, but just, just in the world in general. So I want to ask you, what is next? What is next upcoming for you, but then also out there in Goodrell Middle School?
Right now, we're like everybody else, getting our return to learn plans in place, and really looking forward to figuring out how we're going to serve our students in our community next year. But a big piece a big piece of what we're doing in our district is actively working to be a more anti-racist school district and school system, in supporting our students of color, especially our Black students within our schools. And so we are conducting several virtual town hall meetings, and some social distancing town hall meetings, anti-racist town hall meetings, where we're going to be getting out there and listening to our people, listening to our students. We have some that are specifically for our students, where our students can come in and we can hear it from them about how they feel about us as they are walking into our schools each day, as well as our community, which is our community members and our parents, and hearing from them, how are the things that we're doing oppressing, and the policies and things that we have in place, how they're oppressing our students of color, and what do you think we can do to help take action to fix that? And so I'm really excited about that. I'm extremely excited that we as a school district this is a step in taking action to make change in our world, and it's a step that we can control as an organization. And so I'm really proud of that. And so that information will help us push things forward in order to become our better selves, to serve the 33,000 students that we serve across our district.
I mean, what better way to show, to have, to build community, and, starting with kind of some understanding and some love, and kind of spreading that around. Town halls they're perfect. And, you know, so much love, Peter. So much love.
Yeah.
What do you got, Kyle?
Well, definitely. You know, starting there in the community, it takes, you know, they say it takes a village to raise, you know, a child, but also it's going to take a community to make change as well. So starting a conversation but also resulting in action is a great way to do that. But I'm definitely excited about just the conversation within your district and your area, but, you know, the impact that it can have on the students as well, Peter. So I definitely want to commend y'all, your team out there in Iowa for having that discussion and starting that conversation as well.
Yeah.
Keep up the strong work, Peter. We really enjoyed having you on today's show, and I know that we'll be seeing each other soon. Thank you for all your hard work up there.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on today. Thanks.
Bravo.
Peter.
Thanks, Peter.
See you.